Zimbabwe, Africa's largest grower of tobacco, with authorities heavily pinning their hopes of economic recovery on the golden leaf. Tobacco is the second largest currency earner for the country after gold.
Tobacco plays an important role in the economy of the country and contributes to government's efforts to develop an empowered and prosperous upper middle income society by 2030. As we all know, tobacco is the biggest contributor to agricultural GDP, accounting for 25% of that GDP and accounting for 50% of agricultural exports. Government is of the considered, strong and principled view that the tobacco industry's potential is immense. It is in this regard that government, together with stakeholders in the industry, is at a very advanced stage of developing a three-pronged strategy. And the strategy pillars are, first, to increase annual production to 300 million kilograms by 2025.
The strategy includes extending land tobacco farmers can use. However, environmental activists warn that tobacco farming is more detrimental to environmental and human health than the economic benefits it offers.
Since the policy of encouraging smallholder farmers to grow tobacco as tobacco moved out of the commercial farming sector, it's meant that the forests have really suffered, and Zimbabwe is losing a huge amount of forests every year. I think FAO was estimating that it's about 10% per decade, but I'd say it's even accelerated since they did that study. So most of these forests is going for firewood to cure tobacco, and also just land clearance so that farmers can expand their cash crop growing areas. So it's absolutely devastating, because as the trees are cut down, that makes communities more vulnerable to climate change. Trees are extremely important in reducing local temperatures, they reduce wind speeds, and of course they play a very vital role in encouraging rainwater to infiltrate into the soil, and that recharges groundwater stores. So once you start chopping trees down, your soil becomes very vulnerable to erosion, you lose soil fertility, your crops suffer from the temperatures and the wind.
Research shows that the global tobacco industry contributes 84 megatons of carbon dioxide annually. This heavily damages the environment. Brazier says an urgent alternative is needed.
Ultimately, the whole problem really needs to be a policy shift, and government needs to look at other crops that farmers can switch to, moving away from tobacco, but still crops that are valuable, because we need foreign currency in Zimbabwe. So we need crops that generate foreign currency, but these can be food crops. There are a lot of resilient, high-value food crops that Zimbabweans could switch to, and they would be much better for the environment, they'd be much better for the farmers, and much better for the economy.
Scientific reports show no matter how much more efficient the tobacco industry evolves, it can never be environmentally benign. This now leaves Zimbabwe and other countries dependent on tobacco economically in a tough place. Namapolani, SABC News.